Right, no rest for the wicked. Local friendly builders asked for this back, which I use for laying the blocks, so I have to work this Saturday to get this gable end up. So I'm going to get a mix on, get some blocks up and crack on. I'd have it done in half the time, but hour left. Get a bit closer. I'll show you a little trick on how to lay porphyrin blocks when they're a little bit high. It's a little trick I got shown on one of the videos I was watching when I was learning about the system. So rather than lifting the glue above your head and gluing it, you put the block you're laying upside down, glue the bed, and then turn it around and lift it up, therefore saving yourself a lot of straining. Bit of live action. So like this. Happy days, right, I can leave that for now. I'm going to come back later and do all the cuts once it's all gone off. Right, let's go over there. Right, back on the other side, I've opened it all up. First job is, from the other video, these are all cut, but obviously they're all dusty, so they need to be all wetted, cleaned up, so the glue better stick to it, so I'll quickly get that done, and then we'll get them all bedded. Just started to bloody rain. What a pain. Right, I managed to stay dry. I'm just going to batten this across to here permanently, fold it over to the edge and just fix it temporary, because I still got to put concrete down this to tie it all in, and then I'm gonna have a few days off and then I'll be back, but you won't notice because it'll just be the next video clip. Bonjour, hello, Saturday the 25th of May. Yes, it's definitely May. That last video clip was filmed on the 11th. Lovely little breakaway. I thoroughly recommend. Bayonne is a beautiful city to go and visit, and Biarritz just down the road was lovely as well. Definitely one for later on when I've got my paddle board to go out and play in the sea. Also did a little pop along to Spain. Yeah, nice to get away and have a bit of a break, but we are back at it. I'm not going to film this part of the job. I will do a before and after, because it's going to be a pain. Basically what's got to happen is we're going to concrete all the way up in the middle section. That's reinforced to support the gable, so that's going to get filled up. It just basically stops this from becoming nests for rodents. It ties everything in, caps it off, stops water ingress, and it's what the locals do over here, so I'm purely copying what they do. So this is a before, and that's that all done. We'll go up higher and have a better look. Alright, there you go. It's just another job list of thousands upon thousands. You'd never know I've done it, but it had to be done. Right, next job is get this felt and batten done on both sides. The ladder that Alan built, if you look down there you can see it's finished. On this end it needs sorting out, so I'll go down there now and show you why. Right, I'm not sure how well you can see, but basically where the end of the wood is, I've got to go around the other side and match it, and what that does is where the ends of the trusses are, that's where your fascia board goes, so those have got to be cut level with what they are. As you can see on this side where we've extended the ladder out, they need cutting to match, so Alan's already marked it, so I've got to go out there with a bevel, transfer the level up, cut them, and then that will mean when we run our fascia board along it is perfectly in line with everything else that's there, so it makes a nice, neat, tidy job. It's another little job it needs doing to finish the job. Right, because I know there's quite a few of you that actually enjoy seeing the more in-depth type things. So basically, this is the ladder I was on about from down when I was down there. So what we're trying to do is match that over to there. Now, to get that line, it's as simple as transferring across and across to there. And then to get that line there, is as simple as getting your bevel. Okay, so getting the bevel. That copies the angle, pinch it tight, transfer it across to where your line is, so there, pencil it in and then cut. And then in theory, that will be in perfect line with that one. So I'll get that marked up and cut, and then same again on that side. Easy when you know how. If I'd let you take in the view. Right, so I'm up on the roof just finishing off the last bit of battening that needs to be done on this part. I thought I'd do a little bit of an explanation as well, so you know what the crack is. So if you've ever seen felt and battening done before, you'll see that this is the batten, that is the felt or sarking or any other numerous names that it's called, waterproof membrane. Basically you put this first batten down vertically like this, and the reason you do that is if the tile were to fail, as in cracked, broke, got a hole from a break, you know, a falling branch or something, any water penetration, and this is like a long-term potentially could happen thing. So basically if water gets in, it can run through and sit. Now many years ago everybody just used to batten that way, but as you can imagine, if any water was to get in, it would just pool and sit. So if you can imagine water getting in, it would sit along here, then eventually it would rot this out. Now by turning and doing the first layer like that, any water that penetrates, it just runs down all the way between the legs in out to the gutter where it should go. So you do this first, and it is literally, it's like over engineering almost. You're just doing it just in case, worst case scenario, water penetrates your tile, soaks into your batten, rots the batten out, and then you get a wonky slip tile where, you know, the roof's, you know, basically rotting away. So that's the reason why you do it. It's a little bit extra work, but in the grand scheme of things, for the sake of a couple of hundred euros, it's worth it. I see a lot of people doing it now, and I'm certainly doing it, because why not? So I'll just get this finished off now, and then I'll be putting my first batten all the way along the bottom. That's to kick the first tile up so it's level with all the others, and then we have to put double Romans on. That's part of the planning, so we're going to be putting red double Romans on. I need to work out the gauge. I am not a roofer. I would never claim to be a roofer. My trade is dry lining, indoor work, plasterboarding, making stud walls and that. That's my trade, that's what I know best. But as you can see, I can turn my hands to most things. Now, I'm going to put a link, not in this video, but in an upcoming video, I'm going to put a link to Fix My Roof. He's a bloke on YouTube from the UK. He does absolutely brilliant tutorials on how to do roof work, all photoshopped, really in depth. You know, he's a really good bloke, wealth of knowledge. He's got lots of tutorials. So one of the videos I've watched many times is how to gauge your tiles out properly so you don't end up with a stupid cut. So when you start down there, you set your two tiles out, you get your overlap, do it all properly, and then there's an equation where you work out from there to there, you do the calculation, and then that way every single tile is exactly the same spacing the whole way up. Whereas if you were just to go, you would guarantee that that one will be a stupid cut or a massive overlap, which would just look rubbish. So I won't do it in this video because obviously it's a long way off yet, but when I come to do it, I'll put a link below in the description, and I'll also talk you through it, but it will be his information that I've learnt from him. It just means your roof looks like it's been professionally done and not like a half-assed attempt by someone that didn't really know what they're doing. It's like with your brickwork. If you don't work out your bonds and your gauge properly, when it comes to windows and doors and that, it just looks crap. So, you know, you can't know everything. I don't know everything, so I'm always happy to learn, so I'm passing on this information to you. If you want to do roofing for yourself, go check this guy out. Right, I'm going to crack on, get this done. Waffling again, I haven't waffled for a while. So yeah, I'll get this done, and then we'll come back when it's finished. Right, that's that lower batten all in place for as long as I'm going to go for now. I've just put these temporary battens in place just to make life a bit safer for walking up and down, because now what I've got to do is, like I said, this has all got to be cross battened, sort of similar to that but set out properly, and that is literally just to aid me getting up and down. Health and safety and all that. Got to stay safe on site, kids. Right, I need to inquire about getting some tiles, some soffit and fascia, some gutter and brackets, and then we can set it all out, and then hand signals everywhere and then we can get it all battened out. Nice.